Good morning, beautiful people. Welcome to my channel. We are in the 10th personality test assessment series, 10th of them. This is the emotional profile assessment. Now, there are many good websites, resources where you can take this test. I'm just trying to combine one which I kind of resonate with here. Before I get into the details, the download link in my Google Drive is in the description box below. See all the details. So this one, emotional profile assessment, has got about 100 questions exactly. See, 101 questions, right? And this one would tell you on a scale, the rating is going on scale. As you can see, totally disagree, partially disagree, sometimes agree, mostly agree, and always agree. It's got a scale of 1 to 5. Each question you have to answer. And it gives score from 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. But that is a little tricky considering we have from 79 onwards, serial number 79, I'll show you, has got negative scoring, like 1 is totally agree, 0 is partially disagree, -1, 2, and 3 is sometimes agree, mostly agree, and always agree. So it's a little reverse after about 79. So let's see 79, what that means. Where's 79? Okay, here goes. You see this distinction between 78 and 79? It goes in negative scoring. So be careful about this. Everything is not rated from 1 to 5 necessarily. So if you have -2, -3, whatever is applicable in that column, you have to tell. If it's sometimes agree, then put -1 here, just like this. I'm often at a loss to understand other people's emotional responses. If it is sometimes agree, put -1, don't put 3. Just a word of caution there. All right. So let's get into analyzing this stuff. What could this stuff mean? We are evaluating on 4 scores here only on an emotional profile, which means self-awareness of your emotions, managing emotions, motivating yourself, empathy, and social skill. Just 5 really, not 4, sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay. So those are the total scores from here. In this column, you would have rated on a scale of 1 to 3 or -1 to 3, as I showed you. This is the instruction box for you. And so what does it tell us? What does each one of these 5 mean really? This is a test subject. And what does the thing mean? And then we are going to tie in astrology to it. Self-awareness. The ability to recognize what you are feeling, to understand your habitual emotional responses. That's the key word right there. Habitual. We are all creatures of habit, as we know. So what comes naturally, you have to see that. To events and to recognize how your emotions affect your behavior and performance. When you are self-aware, you see yourself as others see you. That's an important distinction right there. And have a good sense of your own abilities and current limitations. We are all limited by our personality, astrologically speaking, yes? So there's not much to talk about there. So self-awareness comes mainly, this person has got a score of 35, comes from the planet Jupiter. Jupiter is the one that can be more self-aware. So stronger Jupiter in the chart, astrologically speaking. Stronger Jupiter maybe in the 1st house, maybe in the 5th house, maybe in the 9th house. If you talk of konas. If you talk of kendras, 1, 4, 7, and 10. But 4, 7, and 10 don't give much of self-awareness. It's 1, 5, and 9 typically you got to watch for. Or even 12th house if you want to look at that. Self-awareness. Look at a strong positioning of Jupiter in its own house, in an exalted house, in Mool, Trikona, whatever. These are all astrological aspects. Second, managing emotions. What is managing emotions? The ability to stay focused and think clearly Even when experiencing powerful emotions, now human beings being dominantly emotional creatures, we tend to evaluate on a general principle, so to speak, everything from an emotional lens. Yes, the so-called tone policing these days which goes around. Women are very more keen on this. I'm not going to listen to you because your tone is very harsh. They are very sensitive to the tone of what is spoken rather than the logical content of what is spoken, which is what men are like. They want the logic, emotional content of the tone is what women are sensitive towards. A lot of argument starts in that basis. So ability to stay focused, very difficult task if you look at it, because emotional body is different from the intellectual body, even astrologically speaking. Yes, being able to manage your own emotional state is essential for taking responsibility for your actions and can save you from hasty decision making and speech or etc behavior that you later regret. Now, astrologically, that means you have to have a good combination of Jupiter and Moon. Aspects of Jupiter on Moon make a person more sort of well balanced. Even Jupiter, if it's in houses of Moon, Jupiter in Cancer. That's why it gives very good emotional management. Because the person is able to stand back, observe their own emotions. That's managing emotions, essentially. Yes? That's what we are doing when we are saying we are managing emotions on a better level. Yes. Third one, motivating oneself. This is like $1 billion industry. So many motivational books written by so many good people. What does it come down to here from this simple test? The ability to use your deepest emotions to move and to guide you towards your goal. So there is a motivating factor, something that is motile, something that is making you move. Now, movement astrologically is only Mars and Rahu. Moon does not move. Jupiter does not move. Right? It's only Mars and Rahu that moves. Although people do not associate emotion with this, but to motivate oneself is a little beyond emotions. So the ability enables you to take initiative and to persevere in the face of obstacles and setbacks. You're having a hard time at job or business, or times are not very good, or you lost your job, or you lost your business acumen, you lost the motivation. Nothing is moving you. You got to see where your Mars and Rahu is placed in the chart or in transit even. So motivating factor, a person who can motivate themselves more has got a stronger presence of Mars and Rahu. Okay? Empathy, ability to sense, understand, and to respond to what other people are feeling. This is not necessarily as putting yourself in other person's shoes. That is such a misnomer. You can never put yourself in other person's shoes ever. You don't know what they are going through. You don't know what their life is about or what their current situation is about. You know nothing about other people, essentially. Empathy is not putting yourself in other shoes. You are able to sense, understand, and respond to what they are feeling. Self-awareness, it ties into that, is essential to having empathy with others. So anybody who has self-awareness can also automatically have a degree of higher empathy. If you are not aware of your own emotions, you will not be able to read emotions of others. See? It works both ways. Now, astrologically speaking, the combination of Moon and Ketu would give higher degree of empathy. And the opposite one, which is needed, self-awareness, Jupiter. So if Jupiter, Moon and Ketu are strong in your chart, essentially 1, 5, 9, because these are the learning aspects, these are dominant parts of personality in terms of emotions, 1, 5 and 9, even 4. House number 4, I mean. So if Jupiter is in the houses of Moon, Cancer, or Moon is in the house of Jupiter, Sagittarius or Pisces, or even the 12th house, And Ketu is there aspecting both these guys or combinations thereof. Not nakshatras, don't go there yet. Maybe I'll do that some other time. But just think zodiac only and think natal chart only at this point. This combination of self-awareness empathy becomes powerful. This becomes something of a natural leader, if you wish. This is the natural leader, folks. One who has a good combination of self-awareness and empathy. This defines us as humans. Social skill, last one. The ability to manage, influence, and inspire emotions in others. This is the most tricky of them all, isn't it? If you're able to inspire a positive emotion, a motivating emotion, that becomes a big plus point in leadership. Being able to handle emotions in relationships and being able to influence and inspire others are essential foundational skills for successful teamwork and leadership. There you go. So this person has a very high social skill, 40 points. Right? And I'll come to the scoring later on. So Mercury and Moon. Why this funny combination of social skill? Moon, Cancer, 4th house is all about your immediate surroundings. Okay? Mercury, Gemini, Virgo is all about where you're working and you're connecting with your friends, your siblings, your neighbors, and etc. etc. So both these planets, again, in one another's houses, Moon in Virgo or Gemini, Mercury in Cancer will give you that ability to connect socially very well, where you could become inspired, where you could inspire other people's emotions. You could be a good social influencer, not just having a fancy Instagram account and no Instagram and showing body parts. Okay, this is not what we are talking about. We are talking about the actual skill level of social, but even that, one should be able to sufficiently motivate themselves. So it's not necessarily just Moon or Mercury. Can you see what I'm saying? It can be a combination of Mars and Rahu along with, which has nothing to do with emotion, by the way. These are very like choleric type. If you have finished the temperament, you will know what I mean. These are choleric type of planets. But these are very soft and soothing, and especially if they come under one another's influence. Mercury in the house of Moon in Cancer is very highly emotional. Emotional thought process. That's what you need for a good social skill. Finally, the scoring is like this, where you need attention to be focusing on if you're low on certain levels. So 10 to 17. If the score is 10 to 17 on something you're really low, you make this a developmental priority. Means work on that part of it. Work on developing that. If you have a weak chart or weak planets, if you have very low on Jupiter, you need to cultivate more self-awareness, not just throwing comments or likes or dislikes on people's Facebook accounts or Instagrams. You see what I'm saying? 18 to 34 is okay, moderate. Giving attention to where you feel you are weakest will pay dividends, will become stronger in that. You need, obviously, the main thing is to have a well-balanced pie chart. This is a well-balanced pie chart because you're having a fair degree of things going on. 35 to 50 is the area of strength for you. So for this example, in our case, the area of strength being self-awareness, social skill is very high, self-awareness and motivating is the next highest. So this person is a good social influencer, so to speak, natural one. We are talking about natural abilities, not something put on. Okay? So that is the brief description of emotional profile. Download links are in the description box. Share it with others. Make this a fun exercise. Nothing needs to be taken super seriously. In fact, very less things in my experience and when I was working with people as an astrologer also I have seen. Very few people work on themselves, number one. Even in those very few times, it actually helps if you keep putting down people or tell them to take things too seriously. Life, nothing is serious. Everybody who's born is going to die. Why they'll take life so seriously, right? Do it like a fun exercise. Do it like with friends. Do it on oneself. Do it for your friends or colleagues. Then you'll know what they are working on. In my opinion, human needs to understand emotion first more than rational, logical thinking. We are highly emotional driven creatures. I'll talk about that more later. Okay, for now, take care, be safe, enjoy.